New England's own 24-hour news channel. This is New England Cable News.
One of New England's most prestigious hospitals is under investigation by the Massachusetts Health Department. A couple from Lexington, Massachusetts says Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center threw away the remains of their miscarried fetus. The couple had planned to bury the child in the family cemetery plot. New England Cable News reporter Julia Bovey has more.
I found out I wasn't going to give birth to this baby, but it was still important.
Last spring, Jean Morrisey suffered a miscarriage in her 14th week of pregnancy.
I had bonded with this baby from early on, which I think that most mothers do, bond right from the start.
Jean and her husband Michael had planned to name the unborn child and bury him or her in the family plot. But they lost that chance when the hospital threw the dead fetus away.
I asked about the remains and when and where we could claim them, and what about the sex, and her response simply was, they were medical waste, they were disposed of as medical waste.
Pain and suffering's been compounded by Beth Israel treating our baby as if it was just garbage.
Officials from the Massachusetts Department of Public Health say what happened to the Morriseys is not uncommon, but they don't think hospitals are acting maliciously. They say the law that gives parents the right to choose what happens to an unborn fetus is worded poorly and may give hospitals the impression that they only have to ask what the parents want if the fetus is older than 20 weeks. In fact, the law, which requires parents to put in writing what they want done with the fetus, applies in all cases. As a result of the Morrisey case, public health officials will send a letter to every Bay State hospital this month to clarify the law. Meanwhile, the department is investigating Beth Israel's Lexington, Massachusetts facility, where Jean Morrisey miscarried. One Beth Israel obstetrician we spoke with admits there is confusion over the law.
We, as a medical community, not just as the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, would welcome clarification of that law from the Department of Public Health.
Do you think there has been a misunderstanding in the past?
I can't answer the question.
Word of widespread confusion over parents' rights is cold comfort to the Morriseys, but they believe they are proof that hospitals have a long way to go toward treating early-term miscarriages. After all, they say, the loss, even early on in a pregnancy, is still very great. Julia Bovey, New England Cable News, Boston.
The State Department of Public Health finds a local hospital broke the law when it disposed of a fetus without consulting the parents. Jean Morrisey of Lexington miscarried in June. She was 13 weeks into her pregnancy. When her husband asked doctors at Beth Israel Deaconess Hospital for the remains, he was told the fetus had been disposed of as medical waste. State law requires hospitals to let parents decide whether to bury, cremate, or dispose of the remains. The DPH has put the hospital on notice to change its procedures. The Morriseys call this a victory.
No doctor or hospital should ever disregard this law, or they are simply disregarding the feelings and emotions of their patients. To do any less than follow this law to the letter is simply unforgivable.
The hospital released this statement. We appreciate DPH's clarification of the state law regarding the disposition of fetal remains. Our most important commitment has always been and will continue to be the emotional and physical care of our patients. We, of course, will comply with the recommendations outlined in the DPH report. The Morriseys haven't filed a civil suit in the case, but they say they are not ruling one out.